I hope everybody is doing wonderful this morning, and it is so good to see you all here per usual. Um, Welcome to Workforce Fridays, and we are the Education and Workforce Development Committee of the Atlanta Black Chambers. And it's so good to see so many of you in the room today. We have some others that will be joining us a little bit later, so I'm loving the numbers that I'm seeing. But without further ado, I want to go ahead and make great use of our time this morning. I am Lauren Levins. I am the chair of the Education and Workforce Development Committee, and we are a newly re-engaged committee within the chambers, which I am really excited about the work that we're doing and the direction that we are going in, and a lot of the wonderful initiatives that we have in place. And you, of course, will be learning more and more about those initiatives today throughout our meeting. And I have been with the chambers for, I think in June or July, it will be 6 years that I have been with the chambers, and I've been able to serve in so many different capacities. And it has been an absolute pleasure. And I am really proud of the work that we do as an organization. And so, with our call today on Workforce Fridays, we actually started this call this year. This is literally our third call of the year. And we were excited to do it because we wanted to make sure that the communities, not just within the chambers, but definitely outside of the chambers, was able to learn that we are here, that we are in existence, and that we have a multitude of opportunities and information to share with everyone in our community. So we are grateful and we are thankful for where we are headed, for the work that we are doing, and how we will continue to move forward. Now, what I definitely want to share with you is some wins that we are having inside of our committee. Now, ABC has at least, I want to say, probably about 8 committees, and then we have about 5 affinity groups. And this particular committee is responsible for the wonderful work of being the external arm of training and development for the Atlanta Black Chamber. So we serve the metro Atlanta area at large. And as a result, we are building and we are continuing to create partnerships with the community that is around us inside of the metro Atlanta area. And so we've had some wonderful wins so far this year. And we are very, very, very elated to share that with you this morning. Our workforce, Education and Workforce Development Committee recently, as of Tuesday, April 7th, we co-hosted and collaborated with the South Metro Affinity Group inside of the chambers to partner with them for their monthly networking event that they have at Pseudo Bar and Grill in Ellenwood. And it was a very successful event. We had amazing networking opportunities in the room, and people were able to really learn that we are here, that the Education and Workforce Development Committee is here, that we have initiatives that we are pushing forward in the South Metro area as well, and that we have some additional collaborative opportunities that are coming forward for our and with our South Metro Affinity Group inside of the chambers. So we want to definitely give a salute and a kudos to South Metro for that collaboration. And I got to give a great shout out to our members inside of Education and Workforce Development who were present at that event. And a major shout out to our one and only Dale Martin, who is one of the leaders inside of our Education and Workforce Development Committee. He flew in from Buffalo, New York, to be present with us for that event. And we are thankful that you were able to do that, because that's what we do in ABC. We show up for one another. So a special salute to you, Dale, for being able to show up and be present for such an amazing event. Now, I definitely want to talk about another initiative that we're going to be pushing forward inside of our committee. And we just recently were able to find someone who, within the committee, who is going to be able to actually execute a program that we also believe will be a wonderful value add and collaborative opportunity with our marketing, communications, and technology, advertising and technology committee, which is also known as MCAT, where we're going to be offering an AI and workforce development seminar and series throughout the metro Atlanta area. And so we've recently acquired a designer for that particular initiative, and we are looking to roll that initiative out within the within Q3, I just realized we're in Q2. But within Q3, we will be looking to possibly execute the AI and workforce development series around the Metro Atlanta area. And our goal with that series is to make sure that we are one, not teaching people how to use AI, but how to use AI within their industry and use it effectively within their industry and their skill set so that they can leverage it for different opportunities that may suit them, whether they are a W-2 employee or they are a business owner. So we're excited about being able to offer that to the community as well. Additionally, we have new community partners that have come on board who will be speaking at each of our monthly committee calls. And they were so excited to learn that we are offering and that we have an education and workforce development committee inside of the chambers. Of course, they're familiar with the work that we do in the community. They are familiar with the work that we do internationally. And so they were really excited that they were able to have a committee inside of the chambers to partner with on a variety of different opportunities. And so you'll be seeing them come and join us on different calls throughout the remainder of the year. Additionally, we have added more and more members to our communication threads with our WhatsApp community. And you will also be able to get that link dropped in the chat today for those who are part of our committee and you want to join our communication group through WhatsApp. We send a lot of information and opportunities, whether it is about the committee itself or opportunities that we receive from some of our community partners that we've established relationships with. That information is going into our WhatsApp group, and you want to be in the know and you want to make sure that you're able to get some of those opportunities and take advantage of them. So you're going to have to join that WhatsApp group. We look forward to having you in there. And of course, we are working diligently to bring more and more members into ABC's exclusive Circle community. And so if you have not, and I put this disclaimer out each time that we meet and throughout the month, if you have not to date been admitted into Circle, you want to join Circle. It is our very own social media type of platform where we're able to engage with just ABC members. We're able to share opportunities. We have a room and a group inside of the Circle community just for education and workforce development, but then you can also tap into our organization and our membership at large within the chambers very easily, sharing your opportunities without having to go through any other channel. You can post it right inside of Circle. So we want to make sure that you take advantage of those opportunities. If you have not been able to join our WhatsApp group, if you need access to our Circle community, please make sure that you send me an email, and I will put my email in the chat for those of you who do not have it, so that I can check on your status with that and give you additional feedback as to where we are and what we are doing with getting you admitted into that particular platform. So without further ado, because I think time is always of the essence and we want to make great use of our time, I want to go ahead and I want to introduce our guest speaker for today. We have the one and only Karen Cadet, who is an industry partnerships manager at Career Rise, a workforce intermediary. Career Rise strategically connects the dots between employers, training providers, support services, job seekers, and workforce funders to build partnerships and implement impactful workforce strategies in Metro Atlanta. Karen began her career in social services in 2005 as a children's advocate with Partnership Against Domestic Violence, and has since supported families, opportunity youth, and adults across Metro Atlanta through workforce development and education initiatives. She brings extensive experience working with at-risk populations within Georgia's juvenile justice and education system, utilizing a strong 2-gen and equity-centered approach. Karen holds a bachelor's degree in sociology from the University of Florida and a master of social work from the University of Georgia, and remains deeply committed to advocating for and empowering underrepresented communities. And I will tell you, we had an amazing conversation with Karen just the other day, and it was absolutely divine. And I love synergies and I love how things align. And when I tell you guys, Karen was a right on time blessing to our call, and we are so glad that she was able to answer the call. Karen, I see that you are with us. I see that you are off of mute. And so I'm going to turn it over to you and allow you the opportunity to share with our community a little bit more about you, about Career Rise, and some different initiatives and topics that we want to discuss inside of the workforce development community.
Good morning, everyone. You make me sound so great.
Now let's be clear, you are great. So it's
Uh,
kind of easy to make you sound that way.
I appreciate, when anyone asks you to share their bio, you're like, what can I put, because sometimes the day-to-day work doesn't necessarily generate the feels. And so when you hear it back, you're like, oh, I guess I did that. So I appreciate the early morning flowers on this Friday. For our county, we're wrapping up spring break. So my kids are having full of energy, and I'm trying to get them back in school so the educators can have them back until school ends. But I'm so honored to be with you guys, and hopefully you can hear me and see me clearly. But I'm honored to be part of this call to kind of share not only about myself, which you've already heard in the bio, but really Career Rise, the nonprofit organization that started 10 plus years ago, really as an initiative within United Way to support Metro Atlanta and really help to bring together collectively the five Metro Workforce boards. If you've been in Atlanta for a long time, you know that typically there's operation in silos, and so you know what you know based on the people that you're connected to, and so. The five local workforce boards, which would be ARC, which has about 11 counties that it serves, Fulton County, City of Atlanta, Cobb, and DeKalb County, really wanted an organization to help steer some of their collective effort. And so even though Career Rise started off as an initiative within United Way, funded by the National Fund for Workforce Solution, which is a regional funding collaborative. They work with various local workforce partners. They try to work on systems change and evidence-based practices. There are also 34 regional collaboratives in the US, and Career Rise being part of one of the funded ones back in 2011. Career Rise wanted to make sure that we continue to expand access into opportunities and resources that promote economic mobility, support skilled workers, as well as champion good jobs and strengthen communities. And the best way to do that is to work with the local five workforce boards, as well as other partners within the area. And the vision of Career Rise is really for that Metro Atlanta will be a strong, thriving, and equitable community with skilled employers connected to good jobs. So a lot of our initiatives that we do, and a lot of the functions, especially in the department that I work with, the Industry Partnerships Department, is really around understanding what would it take for employers to develop and design good jobs. And so we do that through various initiatives. So, whether it's workforce investments and grant making, and I'll talk a little bit about some of that grant making initiatives that we currently have. We do that through systems change alignment. We also do that through convenings. We do a lot of convenings of our local workforce partners, our various stakeholders, that including training providers, employers. We do advocacy and policy making as well, trying to make sure that we are at the Capitol understanding what policies are being trickled down or initiatives that we need to advocate for a little bit more deeply. And then we want to make sure that we collaborate our efforts to meet the needs of both employers and the employees, because it's important for us to develop and scale best practices for training and advancing frontline workers, so that their trajectory and their career ladders within the five industries that we support helps to improve the region's economy. And so that, in essence, is the big picture of the work, right? It's really about making sure we, as a nonprofit entity, we sit at the table to be able to really understand what dollars are coming down from the federal to the state to the local initiatives, and then from that standpoint, how does that impact employers? How does that impact the constituents in the community? So whether it's the customers that you serve, whether it's the partners that you collaborate with to be able to kind of tap into some of those dollars. And one of the bodies of work that I've been I guess, blessed to really sit at the table regarding happens to be around career exploration opportunities or apprenticeships or pre-apprenticeships, and it's really about helping to, especially in our community, youth and young adults, so the 16 to 24 year olds understand career initiatives that are impacting their next choices. I heard AI earlier that Lauren mentioned, and we know that when COVID happened, a lot of our communities were, going to the logistics jobs because that was what was available. That's what people could do. And then once COVID started trickling down, those initiatives started to be taken away, and then there was mass layoffs. And you hear it from organizations that deal with transportation often that once the need is no longer there and profit margins are necessary, you see a shift in how workforce is approached. And so we want to be able to kind of help our community understand those changing tides so that they can prepare themselves and they're not left behind. So we, as a department, the Industry Partnership Department, as well as CareerRise, we try to have conversations and bring employers to the table so that they can know when some of those tides are shifting so that they can also be prepared as well. And so, when it comes to how Career Rise love to partner, because I know the Atlanta Black Chamber is really about partnership and capacity building and convening, as Lauren mentioned, with some of the initiatives that they have either already facilitated or will facilitate in the future, is, understanding how can we all be at the table together. And so Career Rise has in the past, through our various collaborations, has had some funding to be able to provide some grant funding projects for entities in the community. One of the biggest ones that we're doing right now happens to be around apprenticeships specifically, and it's women in apprenticeships in non-traditional careers. We received a 2-year grant from DOL to be able to help employers look at their capacity, look at their workforce, look at their policies, and see are there spaces where women aren't necessarily the largest population of that cohort to be able to bring in additional females to their workspace. So we're talking about whether it's big industries or small industries that would be able to really support their need in workforce development, but do it through engaging female employees. So it could be anywhere from youth to an adult that could tap into those spaces. And I did mention earlier, but the industries that we support happens to be construction, manufacturing, TDL, which is transportation, distribution, and logistics. We've done some work in hospitality, IT, and healthcare. Those are the primary industries that we serve, but we also serve business services in general and other industries that may not be part of the larger state initiative. So, and I say that because I don't want an employer to think that because you're not part of the five high demand that typically are funded, that there's not funding available. Sometimes you just have to know how to align the need with your industry to be able to tap into some of those dollars. Another way we'd love to be able to partner besides grant funding initiatives when we do have the funds available, and we currently do have an RFP out right now. If you happen to be on LinkedIn, you can search Career Rise. You'll see an RFP that we have out to be able to get someone to support research for this Wanto grant. And so if you are an employer or if you're a business that does anything with research or could collaborate with somebody that does anything with research, I would say look into that RFP to see if you can support Career Rise in that RFP that we have. We do a lot of educating and awareness around workforce development issues. We do that through our monthly webinar. And so at the end, once I'm done with my little spiel in like 2 minutes, I'll put my contact information that you can and Lauren may also share that too at the end of the call. But you can connect with me and I'll share with you some of these opportunities for you to stay connected, whether it's the webinar series that we have that is facilitated by the industry partnership team, where we bring various industries and employers and stakeholders to the table to talk about these workforce issues. We've had the Department of Education, we've had DOL, we've had national represented organization sharing what's happening not only in the state or regionally, but also locally as well. So that again, employers are well aware and businesses are well aware of the changing tides. We try to collaborate with our partners to develop and promote best practices. And that means that we really want to be able to have conversations with employers and businesses to understand what makes sense, right? AI again is the big thing. What we're hearing even in healthcare, the impact of AI, where I heard recently a hospital in New York is thinking about removing their radiologists and putting machines to be able to do that work. I saw in Europe, there's another hospital that does the phlebotomy work, the blood draw through machines, right? So they have machines, you go in, you stick your arm, and it draws the blood. And so these changing times impact if you are a business that does any training or if you provide coaching to individuals thinking about career aspirations. These changing ties really impact how you would potentially approach serving the community. And so we want to hear what are some of the pain points to be able to have deeper conversations and help lend a voice to that. So developing and promoting best practices in collaboration with state, policymakers as well as even customers. We try to hear from the customers as well what their needs are. And then at the end of the day, we want to build connections across a siloed ecosystems. If you've been in Metro Atlanta long enough, you know that 20 and 80 and 75 really divides the community. One of our workforce intermediary hubs, one of our hubs is at the West End, the west side of Atlanta, which is West Side Works. That's where Career Rise actually puts to work a lot of these initiatives that we've talked about. So we have training providers and training partners that will facilitate industry recognized training for the community on the West Side. I know right now West Side Works is focused on English Avenue and Vine City residents. And so they facilitate training in construction, healthcare, hospitality, IT. They've done financial literacy classes. They often have individuals and companies come out and present their various opportunities to cohorts. Before an individual has the opportunity to start a training, they have to go through a boot camp, which is about a week long of gaining those soft skills so that they can be ready for training and to be with an employer. And Westside Works is always looking for collaborations and partnerships as well. And so that would be a way for businesses to connect with another set of individuals or to promote their businesses as well on the West Side. And if we don't have anything, if or maybe you're not necessarily located in the West Side, if we have an opportunity to connect you with any of our partners that's outside of that, we on the industry partnership team will do that as well. And so what we do again is really making sure that our community continues to thrive through good jobs, and we try to champion good jobs and best practices for our employers. How do we do that? We do that through our industry partnership team, which I happen to sit on as an industry partnership manager. A lot of the convenings that we do, a lot of the capacity building that we do, advocacy work, and then we also do that at Westside Works through actually delivering services and training for individuals. And so that's I guess that's a full mouth of what Career Rise is. And the best way to stay connected with us would be through LinkedIn because we do a lot of posting and sharing on LinkedIn. We're actually about to start prepping some of our communication for the National Apprenticeship Week that happens the end of April this year. Again, there's a lot of conversations happening in the region around funding around apprenticeships. And so if you're connected with us on LinkedIn, you'll be connected to some of our partners that are sharing that as well. Signing up for our industry partnership monthly webinar series, which brings these partners to the table, they discuss their initiatives, sometimes their funding opportunities as well. And then the digest that we have for communication would be a great way to stay connected with us. And the last thing I'm going to say, Lauren, before I close it up because I know we are short on time, is really about funding. Not knowing all of the industries or the businesses that are represented here. We work in partnership with the TCSG, which is the Technical College System of Georgia. They are also a funder of our organization. And a lot of the work that they have us do is to help promote some of their funding opportunities that is available for apprenticeships. So pre-apprenticeships, just briefly, happens to be really a career exploration opportunity that any business really can create for. Usually they try to tap into youth and young adults. And so that could mean if you are an IT business and you have some projects that you want completed and you maybe it's a 6 week project. So you can create a pre-apprenticeship where our youth and young adults can come into your place of business, learn about your company, learn about some of the IT fields, IT work, provide some support to you. And then that student, you and as a business would get some compensation for that work. One of the things that, and I'll say this because depending on where the funds come from, oftentimes wages for the individuals are not covered unless that individual has they what's the word, they are eligible for what they consider low income wages. So the counties have dollars for youth and young adults to be able to compensate wages, and you'll see that through the mayor's initiatives. Every summer he does a work experience for youth that comes from the city dollars, and they pay the student to come work at your company. And so it's a beneficial opportunity for the company, but it's a beneficial opportunity for the student as well. So whenever you hear some of these opportunities, and again, if you're not too familiar with them, stay connected with us as much as possible and we can share that information. But there are opportunities where wages are covered for a short period of time. It's usually not long, but you have a way of developing something within your business that could potentially get you additional funding down the line. So pre-apprenticeships happens to be one. Registered apprenticeship or apprenticeships is another one. Again, they're apprenticeships don't usually cover wages, but it's an opportunity for you to create something bigger within your company as you grow and develop. So, and we'll have more as an organization, Career Rise, we'll have more conversations around apprenticeships and pre-apprenticeships. But I did want to share that there are dollars being trickled down. Oftentimes, our communities don't know how to
Mhm.
start using those dollars to then grow them into bigger initiatives. And so that's one of the things that we do at Career Rise. All right, Lauren, I hope I covered everything.
Karen, when I tell you you knocked it out of the park, sister, like you knocked it out of the park. But I knew that you would based on what we were discussing just the other day. You were a wealth of knowledge inside of a 10-minute conversation, right? And so then you come back today and you hit it on the head. Everything that we said we wanted to discuss, we wanted to bring to the table. You did that and then some. And that's why I thought Career Rise would be one of the perfect partners for ABC and for the initiative that we have inside of ABC in the workforce development area, because you all are a true intermediary. And so you weren't able to bring to the table just information based on Career Rise and what Career Rise is doing, but you're also like us, you have your hands in different pots in different communities and in different manners so that you can bring it all together and be such a valued resource. So Karen, um, salute. Thank you again for taking some time with us this morning and sharing all of the information that you have. You guys have gotten a wealth of knowledge. You have a lot, as you can see, the amount of opportunities that exist throughout just Metro Atlanta itself, they are insurmountable. So take advantage of the information that has been shared here today. Make sure that and I put in the chat, I actually put the link in the chat for the RFP for those who want to get additional information regarding that. A couple of you who were on the call popped into my mind as soon as she said, and I said, they're probably going to go after that. They're probably going to look at that RFP, but they were just, and one of them I see shaking their heads, right? So I'm like, it was absolutely a pleasure to have you with us this morning, Karen, and we thank you for definitely showing up and showing out. So I want to move ahead for the sake of time. We have about 25 minutes remaining on our call. There are some additional highlights that I want to bring to you from the chambers. If you did not, or if you have not joined our Tuesday Talks calls, make sure we have them every Tuesday at 8:30 a.m. Hop on the Tuesday Talks calls. This is the call that made me into the ABC fan that I am. And so that call in itself is a wealth of knowledge across multiple industries, and the individuals that you're able to get access to and rub elbows with virtually, when I tell you that it is a caliber that you didn't think that you would possibly be in the room with and be able to access so easily, you want to be in this Tuesday Talks rooms, and you definitely want to make sure that you are taking advantage of the benefits of the chambers and being affiliated with the chambers. Additionally, I want to, and this is for my guys, make sure if you have not, we have the ABC Men's Who Matter brunch, that is Men Who Matter Most brunch, that is approaching on Saturday at 12. It's going to be at the Hyatt Centric in Midtown Atlanta. This is, of course, an in-person event. This is on May 2nd. Okay, this is Saturday, May 2nd. So you have some time to register. If you haven't registered, register. Get in there. That's a room you want to be in as well. And if I know Melvin Coleman, he is going to have it top tier per usual. Additionally, and this is one of the areas that you actually heard Karen speak about, we have a transportation and logistics committee inside of ABC, and I have to support my sister Diana Campbell, who we have. Well, I'll share that with you in a second, but I want to support my sister Diana Campbell and her committee. They have the Equal Justice Bus Tour that is heading to Montgomery, Alabama, my home state, on Saturday, May 9th at 8 a.m. And from what I understand, I was not able to attend the bus tour that they took to Uncle Nearest in Tennessee. But from what I understood, Diana did her thing per usual. I have been to some of her events in the past. It was a stellar caliber experience. And if you are interested and you want to go and learn about some additional history from a different viewpoint, you should do so. I used to live in Montgomery. So the sites that they are visiting, I have been a part of them. I have seen them grow and come into fruition from ideation to execution. It'll be well worth your time. You should definitely, definitely take a look at it if you are available and you are able to attend. And for those of you who are in North Metro, please make sure every third Thursday, my sister Tiffany, along with my brother Carl, they host the North Metro and Veteran Entrepreneurs Group collaborative networking event. And you want to definitely, from what I understand, it is a time every time. Unfortunately, I have not had a chance to make it and be present, but you guys definitely want to make sure that you, if you're in North Metro and you want to take advantage of that opportunity, that you do so. It is, I've heard this, it's a great time. It is a hit every time. So I want to move into making sure that I very quickly salute my leadership team because they are dynamic individuals who I am so thankful. They always show up and they always show out. Some of them flew in from Buffalo, New York, but then we had some who drove all the way from Kennesaw. I had to fight about 2 hours to get to South Metro the other day. So, Del Martin, I just want to shout you out again as our sponsorship lead for our Education and Workforce Development Committee. Thank you for your commitment. Dr. Janicia Chefque, I'm getting better with it. I am getting better. I speak Spanish, you guys. I don't speak French. So, and Janicia's last name is French. So I'm getting better and better with the pronunciation of her last name.
You
And I
sound
see a
great.
head
You
nod. So I
sound
think I'm
great.
doing great. Hey. But, Janicia is a very important part to our leadership team as well. She helps us not only in the area of strategy, but she also is our person who knocks out of the park for us with tracking our data and tracking and analyzing how we're moving with the initiatives that we have in place, with those that we've already executed, and how we can improve upon those to continue to provide high quality experiences and insight and information from our committee. So thank you, Janicia. And Lucia Simon Francois, she was on our call early. I think she had to drop, but she is our membership lead. So if you start to see more and more information from Lucia, and a little bit less from me. She is taking on the reins really strongly of being a wonderful membership lead for us and keeping our membership engaged and informed about opportunities, about events, and just about where we are headed as a committee. So shout out to you all and thank you all for your support and jumping into leadership roles to move our initiatives ahead. For those of you who are not aware, okay, we do have an education and workforce development program that we are going to be rolling out this year. And we've mentioned it on previous calls, but we're getting closer and closer to the execution time frame. And that program is focused on soft skills, and we're going to infuse it with some AI. Thanks to our one and only Robert Joseph of Team Mindshift, who is a valuable member of our committee. And he and I had an extensive conversation, not only about the AI and workforce development series that we want to execute around the Metro Atlanta area, but also about infusing AI even deeper into our education and workforce development program. And this will be the first one that ABC has ever had to offer to the Metro Atlanta community. And so we have already have been passing out little tidbits to the workforce development community around the Metro Atlanta area so that they know not only that we're here, but we have this program that we're going to roll out and just giving them some ideas around what that program is going to consist of. And when I tell you their mouth is watering for the program and for more information about it and when it is going to show its beautiful face to the public. So we are excited about that opportunity and being able to move forward with that. Additionally, we have some collaborations that are coming up with some of our affinity groups and committees inside of ABC. And so I want to make sure that I run some of those down for you so that you are aware that we have those coming up. So we've already had a successful networking event with the South Metro Affinity Group. We also have in either May or June, we're still solidifying which date, but we have with the Young Entrepreneurs Collaborative every Monday from April to October, they walk the Beltline. And it is one of probably the favorite networking type of events because you're coming in your gym clothes and you all are literally just walking and talking. So you're getting some health and fitness in while you're also just walking and talking with some of the members that you may not have had an opportunity to meet previously. You may be able to learn some new partners that we have and learn more about them. It's just a wealth of knowledge, but also relationship building in a fun way that doesn't require you to either be suited and booted or it doesn't require you to necessarily be at a specific venue. And then you also get to enjoy the Beltline. And so we're going to be having education and workforce development walking the Beltline with the YEC collaborative event coming up here soon. And we're going to also make sure that we invite some of our community partners to that event. So put that on your calendar. You're going to have more specific dates coming out. We're going to put them in the WhatsApp group. Make sure you join the WhatsApp group if you have not done so already. You should have invites to join it in your email and in your text messages if you are looking for those links. Additionally, we have a speed coaching event that is coming up June 12th, and that is going to be spearheaded by our one and only Sophia Casey. And Sophia is a dynamic coach at the executive level, and she has a team of coaches that she assists in becoming certified. And so we are going to bring those coaches together to offer a speed coaching event for you, whether you are looking for some personal guidance or professional guidance in your life and things that are happening currently in your career, in your business. Sophia and her team are going to come to the table and provide you with sessions on how you can execute and move forward in a dynamic way to scale and grow in any area of your life that you are looking to do so. So we are excited about that event. That event will be on June 12th and it will start at 10 a.m. And the more advertising and marketing around that is coming down the pipeline. So keep your eyes open. Additionally, we are going to be partnering with the Real Estate and Professional Services Committee for their monthly Top Golf event. So if you are into golf, if you want to get into golf, or you just want to go to Top Golf and feel all the feels because you haven't been there yet, well, our Real Estate and Professional Services Committee has an amazing monthly event, and we are partnering with them to have an education and workforce development collaborative event with their committee. And of course, as we know, education and workforce development are at the intersection of everything that we do. That includes real estate. So there's room for us across all of the spectrums. And so we're going to tap into as many as possible. And so we're going to partner with Matthew Coleman, who is the chair of the Real Estate and Professional Services Committee, and his group. And we're going to have an amazing Top Golf event that is slated for August. And so that date would be August 14th. Additionally, we are partnering with the Young Entrepreneurs Collaborative as well as the Training and Professional Development Committee on the Next Gen Summit. That is going to be on August 29th. And so we have a little bit of time before that comes around as well. You'll see more additional marketing and advertising around it. You'll hear more about it on our upcoming calls and what all it will entail. There will be some opportunities there for our committee members to be featured and to present possibly as well during that time. So keep your eyes and ears open for those opportunities that are coming down the pipeline. Also, you heard me mention Diana Campbell and the Training and Logistics Committee earlier. We also have an opportunity to partner with the TLC, as we call them in ABC, in September for a workforce development initiative. And it's also going to be based off of our workforce development program that we have developed for the community. So we are excited about that opportunity and that partnership that that Diana has brought to the table with one of her partners. And so we're constantly bridging that gap, and we're excited about bridging those gaps and being able to roll over and continue to work with the committees inside of the chambers to offer additional opportunities and experiences for this committee and our community at large. And last but not least, we have the Brunch and Learn is on the schedule for this year. This is an economic development brunch and learn. And so that would entail bringing all of the industries for the South Metro area together. So we're looking to partner with South Metro on that. That has become a signature event for the chambers. And so we want to make sure that we continue to execute that event, and we have people in South Metro actually looking for it and asking about it when they see me. So this is an event that we started in 2023, I want to say it was. And we bring together the community in the South Metro area, but then we also bring together all of the community leaders, including county commissioners and mayors and economic development specialists and community development specialists. And then we have all of the industries that are represented from transportation and logistics to manufacturing to real estate to healthcare, to education, to workforce development, to technology, you name it, we are bringing them to the room and to the table because it's important that we understand what's happening in South Metro ahead of everything happening. It is slated to boom exponentially big and larger than what we actually see in North Metro right now. And so a lot of the times we are not on the ground level of that. And that's what we want to be. We want to be on the ground level. We want to know the opportunities. We want to know the key decision makers and players for those opportunities. We want to know what's going on in the communities. And so that's the purpose behind the Brunch and Learn. And so we're looking to bring that back again in September of this year. We're already working on those dynamics. And so that's where we are with the committee. That's what we have coming up. We are excited, and you guys feel free to share any information about yourselves inside of our chat because we want to make sure we know who's in the room. We want to make sure that we are connecting with one another and staying connected, and we know what one another does because you never know where your next opportunity is coming from, and it could be right here in this room today. Now, what I definitely want to say, and I want to urge again, is make sure if you are an Education and Workforce Development Committee member, please make sure you join our WhatsApp. If you're interested in learning more about our committee, my email is in the chat. Reach out. We would love to have additional conversations and share information with you. Don't forget about our exclusive circle community that is for ABC members only. If you have not joined that, if you have not been invited to join it, use my email address as well. And either myself or Lucia will get that information to you, and we will identify where you are in the process and getting an invite to you if it's necessary and if it is viable for you at that time. If not, we'll provide additional guidance as to what you need to do. So without further ado, I'm going to say to you all, make sure you join us for our next meeting, which is on May 8th. It's every second Friday at 8:30 a.m. We have this call. We look forward to having you come back again. And we look, before I forget, oh my goodness, before I forget, I have got to announce this, especially since Wendy is in the room. We have our very first ABC gala coming up. Now, the idea behind the gala started last year in honor of our 20th year inside of the chambers, and this is, of course, our 21st year. And Wendy has spearheaded bringing together the gala. It is going to be. I already know it's going to be. First, it's ABC. Let's be clear. So we know it's going to be fantabulous. But Wendy put her spin and her touch on it, and she has worked so diligently with her community and her committee that she pulled together to bring this event to fruition. And so I'm excited. I will be present at the gala. I'm excited to be there. I know it's going to be fabulous. It is a masquerade event. Wendy, I just wanted to take a moment to salute you since you were on the call and say thank you for putting that particular event together. If you haven't gotten your tickets yet, I'm not sure if we have any available still or not. Wendy, you can speak to that really quick. So Mel says sold out.
We're so excited about that. Forgive my voice, I have a sinus infection, but
Okay.
we're definitely excited about this gala. It's sold out. We're having it at a Black owned event, at the Black owned business, excuse me, that's a member of the ABC. It's called the Crestwood Event and Conference Center. It's located on Old National Highway, and we will have plenty of security there. It's just when you drive up on the campus, it's beautiful. It opens up to marble floors with crystal chandeliers. We're so excited about having that. And so, yes, you cannot buy a ticket right now, but you can still buy an ad. So it's an awesome opportunity to have your business. Typically, when advertised, typically when you go to a gala, you have a booklet. But in this
Yeah.
case, we're taking it a whole step farther, like the ABC does, and it's going to be in the Acknowledgement magazine, which is going to be an evergreen issue of the ABC. So it'll be around for months. So that's where your ad will be. So it will get lots of press. We'll have it distributed throughout Atlanta. And then also the link will be distributed through emails and different things like that. So it's going to be a very lively magazine, be around for a long time. So your ad will get visibility all over. We are an international organization. We have members all over the world. So it's going to be advertised globally. So please get an ad. You can get it with talk to Adele Henderson of Acknowledgement Magazine. His phone number is 818-578-7593. That's 818-578-7593. Call him today and get your ad.
Awesome. Thank you, Wendy. And yeah, so as you guys can see, that's really big for us in ABC. We work within our community. Great, Sophia. We'll get that information to you again to make sure you have what you need. But we work inside of our community. We support one another. We work collaboratively, and Adele is a major supporter and a member of the chambers. He's a very valued member with Acknowledgement Magazine. His he is blowing up. His product is everywhere. So this is definitely you want to have your business showcase inside of this particular issue, and you want to have it showcased and attached to the Atlanta Black Chamber's name. So make sure if you are interested and you are able, that you take advantage of that opportunity. And as Wendy mentioned, with us being an international organization, and I definitely share this with you all as well, she has dropped off now, but one of our regional leads for South Africa, or should I say our regional lead for South Africa, NC, she was on our call a little bit earlier today. So you guys being in this room, being here today, there is nowhere that we can't touch as a chambers. There is nothing that we can't do as a community and as a committee. And so that just goes to show you we're in Buffalo, New York, showing up and coming to Atlanta. We are in South Africa showing up and coming to Atlanta. There is no limit to what we can do and who we can touch and how we can work together. We are literally in a phase and in a place and in a community that is unstoppable. And I've been saying that, and I'll continue to say that because it's what I believe. This is our covering, this is our safe haven, and this is where we can do anything that we need to do and move forward together, not just as a community within ABC, but as a people and as a culture. So I'm going to let you guys Have an amazing remainder of your Friday. I hope you have an awesome weekend. For those of you who missed out on the gala, I'll take tons of pictures in my beautiful dress and in my mask, along with all the others who attend, so that you guys can feel like you were there and you were present inside of this opportunity, but you don't want to miss the next one that we have, okay? And we thank you for showing up this morning, and y'all have a great remainder of your day and your weekend.
Thank you, Lauren.